This is Super Yacht News with Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Okay, a little bit different today. We've got some news updates from the previous video, but we're not going to be able to do the full edit because we're busy on another project. But I wanted to bring you this news. Now, in the previous video, we talked about a yacht called motor yacht Palladium. The vessel was in Spain for almost 3 years over a dispute about the payment on a whole paint job that was done on the yacht. Now, the vessel was owned by Mikhail Prokhorov, as we mentioned in the previous video. If you want to know more background on that, just go and click on this link up here and it will take you to that video. The vessel left Barcelona after all of that time. It did sea trials, and then the vessel left and it crossed the Atlantic and went to Florida. Now, the vessel is now currently in Fort Lauderdale, near to Pier 66. In the previous video, I said it was docked at Pier 66, but it's at the dock just prior to the bridge. I'm not sure what the name of that dock is, but that's where the vessel is docked. Now, in that video, we said that the name change had occurred, and that normally corresponds with a change of ownership, but we couldn't prove or we couldn't find any details of that yacht being sold. Now, as a result of that video and the wonderful people who watch this channel, we've had various people contact us with information that tells us that the yacht was indeed sold. Now, the details of the sale were that the vessel was allegedly put up for sale secretly by Northrop & Johnson and was sold for close to the original asking price of 140 million euros. Now, we reached out to Northrop & Johnson for a statement. They haven't got back to us yet, but it is the weekend after all. If Northrop & Johnson send us a statement, we will read it in a future video. Now, the new owner is believed to be Dennis Washington. Now, he is an American billionaire. He owns a large consortium of privately held companies, effectively known as the Washington Companies. He also has something similar in Canada, and they are called the Seaspan Marine Corporation. So that's the new owner of the vessel. He already owned a vessel called Atessa 4, the Roman numerals 1V, and this new vessel is called AV, which is apparently stands for Atessa 5 or AV. So now his old vessel is a 100-meter vessel, and it can carry 28 guests in 14 cabins. So he's not short of a super yacht or two. But yeah, for whatever reason, he decided that this was just up his street, and he's purchased that yacht as well. So that would explain why it's also in the US. While we're on the subject of sales, we also had information about other vessels. Like I always say in the videos, if you've got any information about the stories we've just done or other stories, well, this is a similar story, but on another vessel. Now, last year, we were covering a story on a vessel called Polaris. Now, this yacht is owned by another Russian called Maxim Shubarov. He also has Maltese citizenship. We showed some newspaper articles from Malta where they were talking about people buying citizenship through investments in the country. The vessel left Malta. It was actually docked in Malta at the start of the invasion of Ukraine, and then it left Malta. A short time afterwards, it changed names from Polaris to Polestar. Now, we couldn't find any details of a sale, so we weren't sure, but the vessel went to Viareggio, which is in Italy, and went into a refit period there, which also corresponds to what happens when a yacht is sold. Normally they go into refit and the new owner changes things, right? We thought it was odd that a Russian-owned yacht would go into refit in Italy with the increased likelihood of sanctions being applied to any individuals at any moment in time. Well, this now proves that obviously the new owner wasn't concerned about that. Now the new owner is, we don't know the name of the new owner, but we know that he was an Australian buyer. Yeah, and it was sold at that time. So that was also done in a secret deal. We don't know who the broker was for that yacht. If you have any information on that, please get in touch with us as well. And then one last vessel that was also sold, which was owned by Russian, was the Oshenko yacht Y722. Now, this yacht hasn't even been completed yet. It's still in the shipyard. There were some photographs on a website, on a marine website earlier last year, showing the stern of the vessel still in the shipyard and some parts of it being constructed. Now, if you think Y722 sounds familiar, the Steven Spielberg yacht, Seven Seas replacement yacht, was called Project Y720. Jeff Bezos's sailing yacht was Y721, and this is Y722. Now, this vessel was owned by Alexander Abramoff. He owns Motor Yacht Titan, which is an 80-meter yacht, and this was meant to be his replacement for Titan, but he was placed on the sanctions. Actually, he was only sanctioned by Australia, so this sale of this yacht didn't break any sanctions as far as we can tell. He was actually, in fact, sued by us. He actually sued the Australian government for the sanctions that they placed on him. So anyway, he sold this vessel while still in construction, and the new owner is also American, and his name is Gabe Newell, and he's an American businessman and the president of the video game company Valve. He also worked for Microsoft for a number of years as well. That would kind of explain his wealth. And he also currently owns another yacht, and it's called Rocinante. So yeah, so that's it. That's what we've got. Those are the updates on the story from yesterday, and the update on 2 sales of those vessels. If you've got any information about these stories, like the name of the broker for the second yacht or the name of the broker for the last yacht, any information at all, or any information on any other stories, please get in touch the normal fashion. You can get us on the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, and you can also get us on Threema. Be sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell for future notifications. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.